Have you ever wondered what led to the deep divide between the Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox churches? The 1054 Schism, also known as the Great Schism, is one of the most significant events in Christian history, shaping the religious landscape we know today. But beyond the surface lies a complex web of political, cultural, and theological factors that fueled this division. In this exploration, we'll uncover the hidden secrets of the 1054 Schism, revealing not only the obvious causes but also the underlying tensions that changed Christianity forever. So, stay with us as we journey back in time to unravel the layers of this great religious divide. Christianity in the centuries before the 1054 Schism was unified in belief, but regional differences were beginning to surface. Following the major ecumenical councils such as Nicaea, 325 AD, and Chalcedon, 451 AD, Christianity was mostly centralized under a unified theological framework. However, the East, centered in Constantinople, and the West, centered in Rome, developed different ways of interpreting and practicing their faith. These differences were more than theological. They involved language, with Latin dominating the West and Greek in the East, as well as divergent cultural identities. The rise of the Byzantine Empire in the East and the fall of the Roman Empire in the West created further disparity. Christianity was moving toward a split long before 1054. The key factor behind the schism was the power struggle between the Pope in Rome and the Patriarch of Constantinople. The fall of the Roman Empire in the West left a power vacuum, which the Pope sought to fill, not just religiously but politically as well. Meanwhile, the Byzantine Emperor wielded significant influence over the Church in the East, with the Patriarch often acting as a subordinate to imperial authority. The Pope's assertion of authority over all Christians clashed with the Byzantine view that the Patriarch of Constantinople was an equal leader. These political dynamics heightened tensions, leading both religious leaders to vie for supremacy in Christendom, laying the groundwork for the eventual schism. Theological differences between the Eastern and Western churches also played a major role in the schism. One of the most notable doctrinal disputes was over the Filioque clause. While the original Nicene Creed stated that the Holy Spirit proceeds from the Father, the Western Church added "and the Son," Filioque in Latin, causing controversy. The Eastern Church rejected this addition, arguing that it altered the balance of the Trinity. Another key issue was the authority of the Pope. In the West, the Pope was seen as the supreme leader of all Christians, while the Eastern Church viewed the Patriarch of Constantinople as an equal. These doctrinal disputes deepened the divide, as neither side was willing to compromise. Cultural and linguistic differences further exacerbated the growing rift between East and West. The Western Church used Latin as its liturgical language, while the Eastern Church adhered to Greek. Over time, this language barrier made communication difficult, hindering theological debate and increasing misunderstandings. The two regions also diverged culturally. The Eastern Church, influenced by Byzantine culture, emphasized mystical traditions and philosophical thought. In contrast, the Western Church developed a more legalistic and scholastic approach to theology. These cultural distinctions went beyond worship practices and shaped the broader identity of each church, making it harder to bridge the gap as centuries passed. The Filioque controversy was one of the most pivotal theological issues leading up to the schism. In the original Nicene Creed, the Holy Spirit was said to proceed from the Father. However, in the 6th century, the Western Church added the phrase "and the Son" to the creed without consulting the Eastern Church. This change, known as the Filioque, sparked outrage in the East as it was viewed as a unilateral modification of core Christian doctrine. The Eastern Church argued that the addition diminished the role of the Father in the Trinity. The Filioque became a symbol of Western overreach and highlighted deeper theological differences that were growing between the two churches. The road to the 1054 schism was paved with decades of tension, but the final break came during the leadership of Patriarch Michael Cerularius in Constantinople and Pope Leo IX in Rome. In 1054, a delegation from Rome, led by Cardinal Humbert, visited Constantinople to resolve tensions, but instead issued a papal bull excommunicating Cerularius. In retaliation, Cerularius excommunicated the Western Church. While excommunications had occurred before, this event was different. It marked the formal and lasting division between the Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox churches. The excommunications were more symbolic than theological, but they set in motion a split that would last for centuries. Beyond the well-documented religious and theological causes, hidden Beyond the well-documented religious and theological causes, hidden political and territorial ambitions also contributed to the schism. The division was not just about faith, but also about control over key regions and influence. The rivalry between the Byzantine Empire and the emerging Western European kingdoms often played out in the religious sphere. External threats, such as the rise of Islam, weakened both the Eastern and Western churches, making it harder for them to present a united front. These geopolitical pressures, combined with personal ambitions of religious leaders, help push the East and West further apart. These hidden factors often go unnoticed in discussions about the schism. The Crusades, especially the Fourth Crusade in 1204, deepened the divide between the Eastern and Western churches. Originally intended to reclaim the Holy Land from Muslim control, the Fourth Crusade took a disastrous turn when Western Christian armies sacked Constantinople, the heart of Eastern Orthodoxy. This betrayal by fellow Christians was a significant blow to the already fragile relationship between the two churches. The sack of Constantinople led to the looting of Byzantine treasures, the desecration of sacred sites, and deepened the mistrust between the East and West. The Crusades, intended to unite Christians, ironically solidified the schism, making reconciliation even more difficult in the following centuries. The immediate aftermath of the schism saw both the Roman Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox Church solidify their positions as distinct branches of Christianity. In the West, the Pope continued to assert authority over Christian doctrine, while in the East, the Patriarch of Constantinople became the leading figure. Over the centuries, the schism affected not only religious leadership but also political alliances in Europe. The divide between Eastern and Western Christianity influenced major historical events, including the Reformation and the development of national churches in countries like Russia and Greece. The schism's impact on both religious and political landscapes has continued to resonate into the modern era. Throughout history, there have been numerous attempts to heal the rift between the Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox churches. One of the most significant efforts was the Council of Florence in 1439, which sought to reconcile doctrinal differences and restore unity. However, these efforts were often undermined by political interests and the unwillingness of either side to fully compromise. In recent times, both churches have engaged in ecumenical dialogue, with meetings between the Pope and the Patriarch of Constantinople serving as symbolic gestures of reconciliation. While full unity remains elusive, these modern efforts have fostered greater understanding and respect between the two churches. The legacy of the 1054 schism continues to shape modern Christianity. The divide between Roman Catholicism and Eastern Orthodoxy influenced the religious and cultural development of Europe. Western Christianity, led by the Roman Catholic Church, spread throughout Western Europe and the Americas, while Eastern Orthodoxy became a dominant force in Eastern Europe and Russia. Today, the schism affects global Christian relations, as both branches represent different theological traditions and approaches to Christian worship. The modern ecumenical movement has made progress in bringing the two churches closer. The 1054 schism offers important lessons about the dangers of division and the challenges of unity. While the split was driven by theological differences, it also reflected deeper political, cultural, and linguistic divides that can affect any religious or political community. Understanding the schism reminds us of the importance of dialogue, compromise, and mutual respect in maintaining unity. As Christians continue to work toward healing old divisions, the hidden lessons of the schism provide valuable insights into how to address modern challenges of division and reconciliation. The 1054 schism is more than just a historical event. It is a cautionary tale for future generations. The 1054 schism stands as a defining moment in Christian history, marking the formal division between the Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox churches. Today, its legacy continues to influence Christianity, shaping both religious practices and global Christian relations. By understanding the hidden secrets behind the schism, we can appreciate the challenges of maintaining unity and the importance of ongoing dialogue. Thanks for exploring this with us. Like, share, and subscribe to Timeless Tales, and hit the bell icon for more intriguing content on history's greatest mysteries. Thanks for exploring this with us. Like, share, and subscribe to Timeless Tales, and hit the bell icon for more intriguing content on history's greatest mysteries.